We right. Let's go. Ha, ha. You know, that's how you got to get into the mood before you start filming. You got to, you know, pump yourself up. Be over here like, Yo, what's going on YouTube? So look, last week I needed another light because I'm tired of moving my Aputure light from the studio out to client work. So I wanted to buy a second light. I was literally gonna buy a second Aputure light. And then I was like, you know what? I don't really need an expensive light to that extent in the YouTube setup. Like, I do want it to look good and I still want it to be a good picture, but I didn't really think I needed an Aputure light. So I went out and I picked up the GODOX SL-60W, and oh my God, if I would have known about this before I bought this Aputure light, I probably wouldn't have the Aputure light. It's that good. We're about to talk about it. Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my channel is all about filmmaking tips, tutorials, and product reviews. And today on the desk, we got the SL-60W light from GODOX. It's basically an Aputure 120D version, but a lot less. And it honestly blows my mind how cheap this light is and the type of production quality you can get out of it. Now, with all things, there are things to dislike about it, and I feel like I want to get those things out of the way first. But before we start this actual review, I want to give you guys a chance to see if you can spot the difference in the two lights. So I'm going to take my Aputure light and my GODOX light. I'm going to put numbers down at the bottom of the screen. So all you got to do is click up here somewhere. There's going to be like a little poll button, and you can actually vote and see which one is which and see if you're right. By the end of the video, I'll let you know which is which. So here we go. All right, y'all, so this is light one. All you gotta do is click the poll button up there in the top right corner and select which light you think this is. Is it the Aputure 120D or is it the GODOX SL-60W? All right, this is light number two. Now, the exact same thing, go up there, choose question number 2. Now you can vote to see which is which. Is it the GODOX SL-60W or the Aputure 120D? Here are both side by side, just in case you want to see them together before you make your decision. Here we go. I'll give you a little bit of time to figure it out. So I don't know about you, but I honestly could not see the difference between both lights. Both are incredible, but this one is only 160 bucks compared to the Aputure 120D that's around 550. In the box, you get the light itself, a pretty long power cable, a remote, and a reflector. Pretty basic setup, but it's just everything you need to get started with the actual light. One thing that I really love about the design is that the power cable is the only thing you have to plug into the light to get it going. One thing that kind of grinds my gears with the Aputure light is that there's literally like 4 connections you gotta make before you can get the light up and running when you're getting ready to plug it into the wall and stuff like that. It's one of those tedious things, but this, just one cord, plug it into the back, and you're ready to go. There's nothing extra that you gotta do. Control panel on the back where you get the LCD, a little dial where you can adjust the actual brightness. You can also press that to change the channel that the actual light is on, and then a flip switch for the power to actually cut the light on physically on and off. One thing that I really loved about my Aputure light before I got this one was the fact that it just made everything look so much better. This one does the exact same thing as you saw in the side-by-side comparison. I have no issues as far as quality goes and getting a good shot, good image with this light as my main key light. Now, with all things, I try to keep it real with y'all and tell you exactly what I dislike. And this one, the main thing that I really hate is the fact that you have to hit this power button just to actually turn the light on. So once you hit that power button, then you get access to being able to use the remote. And then from the remote, you're able to control things. And it's just kind of tedious because I didn't know that when I hit power on here, the actual light is still running, so you still have the LCD running and the fan is running on the light the entire time, even though you hit power on the remote. Another thing that's kind of tedious is the fact that the remote, you actually have to hit the power button on the remote to also turn the remote off. So if I cut the light off and say I had this on, the remote stays on until I actually hit the power button. So before I actually bought this light, there were a lot of rumors about it giving a lot of flickering issues. I personally did my own test right here in the studio. I put my son's toys on the desk and I literally ran it from 60 frames per second and 120 frames per second from the 180-degree rule all the way up through 1/1000th of a second. and I didn't notice any flickering. I don't know if it's the cameras that people are using or if it's maybe a previous model. I don't know if GODOX released like a second generation, the same light, but maybe just add some tweaks and kind of, you know, fix the bugs and stuff like that. I just wanted to kind of let you guys know that before. I know if you see any other reviews, a lot of the ones where people were saying their flickering issues were from lights that they had purchased over a year ago. And I don't know if that might've been just a bad batch or if GODOX decided to go ahead and release an updated version that fixed that issue. All in all, this light is perfect, especially if you're doing a YouTube channel or you need a main key light and you don't wanna go out and spend so much money for an Aputure light, which is nearly 600 bucks. This is gonna get you the same premium, high quality image that you'll get out of an Aputure light, but for like 3 times less in cost. This is perfect, especially for myself, because it's mainly gonna be used right here in the studio. So anytime of studio work where you need really good premium high quality lights, 160 bucks or 700, I'm just saying I can get like 4 of these joints, you know? Now to let you know which light was which. The very first video was the actual GODOX light. Both lights were set to 100% and both lights were about 3 feet from me. I literally just left the camera on the tripod, left the chair where it was, and changed each light from the actual softbox itself and put it right back up there. Same softbox on both lights and same settings set to 100%, blasting right at that chair. And those are the looks that you get. Now, obviously the Aputure light was a little bit brighter, but for 160 bucks, this one competes very, very close. I love the overall look that it gave. It didn't make things look washed out. It didn't have any weird color cast. I really do like this light. That's it, that's all I got. So I will see y'all in the next video. Peace. Real quick, I forgot to mention, if you're new here, hit that red subscribe button right up here. You just click my name, just click it. You right there, click that button, click my name, and you'll be subscribed to the channel. It's that simple. Just go ahead and do it. Go ahead and support the channel. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to include you.